you're sick, the first person to tell you you're going to be okay makes you feel okay. The second person affirms that. And now when the third person comes, you even start believing that you're actually going to be okay. And then your friend comes and says, Buddha, kwani ugonjwa wako ikumalizia appetite? Na vile nilikuwa nimekaa kupita na hizo matunda za mgonjwa. And you smile, knowing there's that person who expresses affection through humor. It is the third day of hospital, hoping that this doctor will have a different opinion, hoping that he will say that the condition is not as chronic and that enough research has been done and the cure has been found, only that the previous doctor didn't know about it. You hope and hope and hope. Hopes are now beginning to fade. It is the 17th day, and these walls start feeling too familiar. Blue sheets, striped clothes, 3 visits in a day. Friends that used to feel like family are now just concerned citizens. Silence at this moment is golden. Your ear has tried camouflaging to walls, trying to block screams from the new patient. Pain lives here, and the familiar face next to you is the next patient, impatiently waiting to die because the pain is too much to bear. Prayers in this room are now just a routine. I think God doesn't live here anymore. Or maybe he just doesn't care. In the eyes of my caregiver, I saw nothing but death, and her voice are not deceptive enough to tell me you're going to be okay, because the way she says it, I could almost feel her say, why haven't you died sooner? That bed needs to be occupied by a different patient. In the eyes of my mom, I saw nothing but fear of loss, but in her voice I had faith. I had lost mine, so I held on to hers with every string of muscle I had left in me. My crush came to visit. She used to kill me with just her smile, but this time I swear I felt healing. I hadn't seen myself in days, but I didn't need a mirror. I had seen how skinny I had grown in the voice of everyone telling me, you look good, man, you look good. And now, when your uncles from your dad's side visit, you know, you're not coming out alive. But you have to keep hope alive. Hope. Alive? It is 2 weeks in the ICU, where only close family can come and see you. This time the doctor is not afraid to speak up. Brain dead they call it, but somehow you can hear what they're saying but just can't tell them that you just can't, because the gas mask has to stay there to help you breathe. Why are they even making breathing decisions for me? I am ready to face the grave. I put it all on the grave. I had the VIP guest list of people attending my funeral, and I had the right outfit to wear during my last send-off. As I lay down, listening to the beautiful speeches from people paying their last respect to someone they say they all knew, I stared at the girlfriend looking for comfort in the shoulders of another guy, the guy trying to keep it in until the funeral is almost over. But I could still notice a bump built as he hugged she, and the pastor was sweating as he was giving his last sermon, and I still can't believe that Simon came to the last service drunk in the name of honoring the guy's last wishes as if he could see it. I hear they have a farewell party, For them to mourn a brother gone too soon as they find comfort in each other. And my name is mentioned a million times in the service as I captured the images of the reactions of people as I was being mentioned. I can't believe that my circle was a den of hypocrites. These guys just can't wait to bury me and move on with their lives, but it's okay. I have moved on anyway. I'm sorry, Mom, I'm not gone. I'm here. Only that in my world, communication is down with gazes. Wipe off those tears, brother. I don't want to carry your ugly, teary face to my land of milk and honey. Honey, Pastor Gabriel is here to pray with us. And I snapped out of it all when I heard her voice again. The machines were still beeping, only this time slower and faint. She didn't even ask me to close my eyes this time. I think the locks of my lids had been changed and I didn't have the keys to open them for 3 weeks now. And only doctors break in when they're trying to, I think, locate the little life lost inside my pupils. I wanted to tell her that I had seen how it ends. The dad was waiting for me on the other side and I was ready to face my end. But I heard how broke she was. From her voice plus mine had been suffocated by the pain the anesthesia didn't manage to kill. And the pastor started praying, and his voice grew louder and louder and louder. I could feel him command life to me. His prayer was like a sermon, an exorcism and an extraction of some sort. I came face to face with the voice of Jesus in the pastor's prayers. I saw the Lazarus in me come out of hiding his garment. The garment of Jesus had the same power, not just to heal my bleeding spirit, but restore my faith in him again. I came face to face with the angel of death, but the stripes he received on Calvary striped off his powers and carried the pain away. His breath on that cross gave me life, and then I remembered that Christ died so that we could live again. I was lost in the spirit of the dead, but he came and found me, so trust me. I don't have the right words to say how great our God is, how his majesty is unlike nothing we've read in the books of history, how his power can change your whole story. This is not just another story. I'm telling you that God lives today. Even though sometimes it might feel like he doesn't, he still does. And I choose to put my trust in him, not because he came out of the grave, but because he took mine with him. I choose to put my trust in him, not because he came out of the grave, but because he took mine with him. I choose to put my trust in him, not because he came from the grave, but because he took mine with him. I give up.